Nashville. We went for a bachelorette party. It's gonna be one of those days.
It might be. What the fuck? I'm back. See ya.
We went for a bachelorette party a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, like, we're getting really lucky with the airport because every time, no matter what airport we're at, we're through to the gate in like under an hour, in like 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
But I'm trying to tell her, like, don't get comfortable with that. Like, we still got to come like an hour and a half, 2 hours early because the time we don't, we're both going to get like stopped because we have a computer in our bag and like they're going to ask us 30 questions and blah, 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 blah. So, but yeah, going through the airport was smooth. Plane rides were smooth.
That's always like good to not have that headache.
Yeah, it's
that stress.
It's nice to get through and be able to like actually sit down and get some food and relax for half an hour without stressing. So
yeah, definitely.
It was good. We keep saying, so, this was our second trip to Nashville, and last time we went, we're like, oh, when we go up again, we're gonna schedule some time to go see stuff ourselves, but like it was just so busy the entire time, and so
yeah, that's fun though, still, right?
Yeah, it was still nice. The weather was great, which was really good. Got some good photos, all the fun stuff. Danced a little bit. The DJ didn't know the song Shipping Up to Boston, so that was interesting.
Nice.
He had a hard time finding that one in his Rolodex of songs.
I don't know if I do either, but I'm not a DJ, so.
No, you do. We would play it in Alfred. It was one of the drinking songs.
Is it an Irish song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was good.
That's awkward, though. Asking a DJ to play a song and him being like, I don't know that.
What the hell is that?
Like, that's like your job, is to know songs and be able to play them.
Yeah. I'd imagine that one is probably not requested much. But
true. I guess.
Yeah. And then someone else requested for him to play the Bills Shout song.
You make me want to shout, that one.
Yeah, but there's a version for the Buffalo Bills. And he assumed that just the Shout song was the song, so he played the original version, which still is good. It still slaps.
Close enough.
Yeah.
A for effort.
What are you going to do? What have you been doing over there?
Oh, Netflixing. Chilling.
What are you watching?
Yeah. I started Black Sails.
Oh, okay.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, it's decent.
Yeah.
I'm only on like the second episode, but
The other one that feels similar to that is The Vikings. I don't remember if it's on Netflix. It might be on Prime.
Amazon, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I started that when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then I think I watched like the first season and I never kept up with it.
Yeah,
but I do remember it was good. Yeah. Yeah, I should watch that again.
I should watch Black Sail again because I think that's the one. That's one I watched in college.
Yeah, it is older.
Yeah. I vaguely remember it, but how many seasons does that have?
I think 4.
Okay.
What I remember looking.
Not bad. I think a lot of those, like, I don't know. I'm not going to call them period pieces, but a lot of those
historical. Yeah, I mean they are period. Yeah,
I think they, I want to say Vikings is very similar. It's like 3 or 4 seasons. So
yeah, that'll be like 2 days worth of my time. And that's all I do. So it's.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, I've got way too much shit to do.
Take a couple days off. Gotta come back swamped.
Yep. Luckily, I was kind of worried that I would have to put out fires or something while I was gone, but luckily everything seems fine. Everybody kind of did what they were supposed to do until I got back, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Any longer and it probably would have been on fire, but.
Yeah. That's like me. I've been out of work for 2 months now, a little more than 2 months. And every so often I get a text from a few coworkers or one coworker. He calls me every once in a while. And it's just some things I'm like, wow, that really went to shit if I'm not there. Like, you're struggling there. That's because I'm not there to do that part. Wow.
Oh, man. That's hilarious. Oh,
yeah.
My wife's in the same boat. She starts a new job on Thursday, and so they get invoices, and they track how many invoices the office can do each month or each week or whatever. Before she got hired, they were like in the red zone, like they were not doing enough. Then she got hired, and they've been green since she started, and now she's transferring to another office on Thursday.
Nice.
And her supervisor doesn't know how to do anything, so they're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Yep. Start to go backwards.
Yep. We'll be back in the red zone. Oh man. And we're at this point with the heat and the AC. I took the AC out of the window before we left. But now we're at this point with the weather where I'm like fighting the urge to turn the heat on because I'm a cheap ass.
My heat's been on for a while.
You're at a higher elevation though, so it makes sense.
True. I guess so.
With the tree cover, keeping everything cool longer.
It is very noticeable of when you just stand in the sun to the shade. Yeah. Like, you're gonna have half your body like stand right on the line, and you'll feel like one shoulder warm and the other like cold.
Makes sense.
It is crazy like that. It's like that time of the year, that weather.
Yeah, we don't have that benefit. The only tree near us is in the front, which is that's north facing. So the tree's on the south side of the building. But it's not tall enough to cover the building. It's like tall as the building.
I didn't know where you go with that. I was like, okay, it's on the south side. And does it grow faster because it gets more sun, or
it doesn't block any sun? So
Amazon did this thing to me.
Oh
wait, that's crazy. What
happened?
So I ordered some stuff from Amazon. Mm-hmm. It was 4 things. And it said Prime, all of them were Prime, 2-day shipping. So I was like, sweet, I can get it Saturday for Amazon Prime. Or it said Sunday for like less packages. And I was like, what's one day? Make the driver only come up once. Yeah, I'll do that Sunday. Click that, get the tracking information. It comes up USPS. And I didn't put it together until this morning when I was looking at the tracking, and I was like, "Wait, USPS? They don't come on Sunday. Like, they screwed me. It's gonna come tomorrow when USPS delivers." but I actually just looked. It said it was delivered. So I don't know who delivered. I thought like the post office. I don't know. That's crazy.
So
is it like a third-party Amazon driver?
What I learned, because my wife used to do USPS, sometimes they will do Sunday. Sometimes they will deliver Amazon stuff. But essentially how it works is the government has a contract with Amazon to do deliveries for them, and that contract isn't the same as standard USPS like delivery, so they can deliver any day of the week, but it's sporadic. Like it really depends on the route and how much shit is ordered, and if your local Amazon carrier can handle it.
Right. And probably if they have a driver that will take a Sunday shift too.
Right. So there was probably a lot of shit ordered, and he couldn't. Your usual driver couldn't do it.
Interesting.
So, also, you're in a semi-rural area, and a lot of the rural drivers have their own vehicles that they use.
Yeah, they do. We don't have standard.
Yeah.
US. Well, in town they do, but.
So usually when that's the case too, they'll do some extra Sunday stuff, but it's never real mail. It's always packages. So.
Right. I think I used to have the guy used to drive a old like purpley maroon or like late 90s early 2000s Grand Cherokee. It was pretty nice actually.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that's still around, but I think now it's a Subi. I think now they have a Subaru.
More fuel efficient.
These rural roads. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I have a Subaru. Very fuel efficient.
I had a Jeep. I had a 97 Jeep. It was fuel efficient. Yeah. For being a 97. I mean, it was comparable to my truck.
Right.
I think. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff now. I want to say that Jeep probably got like 15 to 17 miles a gallon.
Okay. Not terrible.
And my 2012 Silverado, she gets like 14 to 16. Well,
comparing the two, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what either of us get.
My I had got all highway I can get like 23. But average it was like 20. One. Which is that's good for a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just said I've been looking at trucks also, and they're fucking expensive.
Yeah, you're gonna have a rough time with that one.
Yeah.
I thought they would have started coming down by now, but shit's nuts, dude.
I suspect probably like early next year, just because right now it's like all the new year models come out like September to November usually. So I feel like now is like a lot of people buy, so that I don't think they'd bring the price down.
Right. That makes sense.
Which sucks if you're looking for a vehicle like me. So.
Yeah. I'll have to see if you can find something slightly used, maybe. Although even used vehicles are fucking expensive right now, so it's almost like, what's the point in going that route?
I was going to say used vehicles are much better.
Yeah.
Just.
What fun.
Yeah. And I don't even have high standards, but I just don't want a bare minimum vehicle.
Right.
I don't think that's a lot to ask for.
You want the basic shit that most vehicles come with now.
I like on the. Did you ever like read a full window sticker?
Never. I don't think once. I think I've only purchased myself one car, and I don't think I read the window sticker. Like I just said, I want that one.
Mm-hmm. On even on like the basic bare bones vehicle, it'll say like as an option, power doors, power wipers.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's still like an option that they throw on the window sticker.
That
At
just
least like
seems
5 years ago
standard
it
to
was,
me.
right? But it's still on there. At least 5 years ago. I haven't looked at a sticker yet, but
I wonder
I
if
remember
that
thinking that. I was like, wow.
implies that they're still making cars with fucking crank door windows.
That's what I mean. Or I think they just throw it on there to fill the space to make it look like it has more shit.
Could be.
To like mind games, psychological, like, oh wow, this one's it's loaded, it's got everything. But if you read the fine print, oh, power doors, cool.
I ordered a car with manual everything. I think cars are relying too much on fucking computer systems now.
Yeah, I don't like them.
It's too fucking much.
Yeah.
And that was what was happening during COVID. There was a computer chip fucking shortage because every goddamn car needs a processor in it. Like it's a whole ass computer. It's too much.
Yeah, and they suck to work on, like yourself too.
Yeah. I mean, there's sensors in the tires for the Mitsubishi, and the sensor's busted, and I'm not paying to have a sensor replaced.
Oh no,
So it
those
just
things never.
says I have a flat tire, and I know I don't have a flat tire.
Yeah, yeah, they never last. Usually, what I do once they break, they stay like that until I get new tires.
Yeah.
And usually the tire guy is like, "Hey, that valve stem thing is broken. You want me to replace it?" I'm like, how much is it? And he's usually like $8. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
What's $8?
You're in there anyways.
On a tire. Yeah. And then it works for like a month as I have 10 PSI. And I'm like, well, I know it's at 40, so no.
Yeah, some of that starts to get dangerous too, because now people don't know shit about vehicles. Like, I don't need a tire sensor. I'll check my tires. Thank you. And you should check your tires, because how else are you going to know that the treads are going down? And
yeah, I feel like everyone should know like the basics of like car maintenance.
For sure.
Mechanical maintenance, that is.
Right.
And not necessarily like keeping it clean and whatever. Making sure everything is mechanically sound somewhat.
Right. We were in Nashville, there was a phone call made. So the people that got married, the wife went to go pick up a friend at the airport, and they're borrowing a car from the wife's dad. And on their way down to Nashville, they got, low oil light came on, which is a fun light to have while you're traveling. But the husband was in the car for that. So, they stopped, they put oil in, and blah, 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 blah. Later that day, she had to go pick up her friend from the airport. And the low coolant light came on, and the car was getting pretty warm. So
that before too.
Yeah. So instead of calling her dad, who's
just want to hear this damn story.
Instead of calling her dad, whose car it is, she called her husband's mom, who doesn't know anything about vehicles.
How'd that go?
So luckily we were all in a room together, and she, was saying blah, 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 low coolant, blah, blah, blah. The instructions that the mom gave her were, just put water in it.
Well, yeah. I've done that. In the coolant tank, not the oil, the coolant.
So
you just have to make sure you flush it out before winter up north.
Well, luckily this is Nashville, so it really wouldn't have been an issue. But they would have had to stop to get water anyway. So we're just like, no, don't do that. Just go to an auto parts store, stop, and tell them, and they will give you all-purpose coolant, like all vehicle coolant.
Yeah. If you have to stop, you might as well stop at a parts store.
But right.
If you had water, shove water in it to drive to a parts store.
Right. So, but then there was a whole like conversation about the difference between antifreeze and coolant, and like, can we use windshield wiper fluid, and like, yeah, we were bordering on dangerous conversations to tell someone who has never worked on a car to put into their car. So
that's an interesting person to call, though, like choice of person.
Yeah, it was like she didn't call her husband. She didn't call her dad, whose car it is. She called her husband's mom. So I don't know.
Yeah. I actually just had a coolant leak on my old truck, my plow truck. I just fixed it. It happened last winter when I was plowing, but I just fixed it. But at work one time, I was running a piece of equipment, and it had a coolant leak. So morning routine is check all the fluid levels. So one morning I opened it up, and I was like, oh, coolant's low. That shouldn't be. Like, it was fine yesterday, so it's leaking somewhere. Can't find the leak. I had like half a gallon of coolant, put that in it, run the machine for a little bit, check it, it's leaking, can't find it, call the mechanic. Mechanic's out, sends me to like another division's mechanic. That mechanic's busy, sends me to like the head of mechanics for the company, which he has a reputation. I never met the guy in person at this point, and I only heard bad things. So I was like scared to call him, but I called him, told him what was going on, and he gave me some shit. Why am I running the equipment if it's leaking, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, because I figured I'd run it, check on it, see if I can see where it's leaking, because I'm not going to find it if it's not running, usually. And blah, 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 blah. He's like, all right, well, if you need to, you can't get coolant. There's no coolant. I was in the middle of fucking nowhere in the Adirondacks also. So he's like, if you can't get coolant, do you have water? And I was like, maybe. I have to look. I had one water bottle and then a tank full of like water that I pulled from a puddle.
Oh boy.
So it's like not clean water.
Right. Not engine ready.
Yeah. We call it non-potable, not safe for drinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, put water in it and find the fucking leak, blah, blah, blah. And he was like getting mad at me because I was taking too much time. Like, it should have been fixed. Or I was like, all right, bro.
You're not the mechanic.
Yeah. I was like, listen, well, in my company, if you're an operator, you're part-time mechanic.
Whatever.
So, but yeah, he was giving me all this shit, whatever. I don't know. But I ended up putting probably like 2-3 gallons of water in it. And then the next day, my mechanic was back, my division mechanic. He came up, found the leak, fixed it, blah, blah, blah. But I never flushed the system.
Oh, no.
And I never heard anything after that. So, not my problem. But there was like probably half that coolant tank was full of water in upstate New York. Don't know what happened to that machine.
Well, not your problem anymore.
Nope. Well, that's a fun story about coolant and water.
Yeah. Engines are fun. Cars are fun.
Yeah.
Inexpensive.
Yeah, but I did throw that non-potable water in there, which I was skeptical about. But
you did put it in there.
Oh yeah.
Water's water, I guess.
You gotta remember, diesel machine equipment, I would say, is a little more forgiving than a vehicle.
Yeah, it can take the hit a little more.
And also, it wasn't mine. It wasn't mine. I was like, eh.
That's the big one. Someone else's engine. They'll figure it out.
And I had clearly communicated it to the head mechanic that it wasn't clean water.
Right.
So I was under his advice.
Right. He's privy to the information, so.
CYA, cover your ass. What the fuck? I'm back. See ya.